Hello YouTube! YouTube back with another response video to Ed's latest Top 3 Tuesday question. A little late in the week, but however. This week the question was brought to you by the Thrift Dwellers, and they asked, what is your top 3 favourite gaming franchises? A good question, so much to choose from. Some of them obvious answers come to mind. Lots and lots of great big franchises that have been running for years and years and years. And when it came to kind of narrowing down the picks, I had a few that were kind of fairly set in stone. But I thought maybe I'll try and go for something a little unusual for my last pick, or a little different. So, you know, at first I had Sonic the Hedgehog in 3. And then I said, now I love the 16-bit games, and there are other games that are decent throughout, but by and large there's been a lot of misses in the franchise, and I can't say that I consider Sonic post 16-bit to be kind of a bastion for, or a hallmark for great gaming. So Sonic was marked out, even though that's probably surprised some people from me. Next up then was Streets of Rage. Gave a very good push for my third place, I have to say. I mean, obviously you have the main franchise games on the Mega Drive, you know, the trilogy. Superb set of titles. If you want to play, you know, scroll and beat 'em up, pretty much can't do better than Streets of Rage 2. It's just epic. And the Master System and Game Gear ports of 1 and 2 aren't too shabby all the same. Obviously not as good as the bigger brother, but however. So when I looked at it, I said, okay, the franchise has been dormant, and it's not something that has, you know, that has had the staying power of some other franchises. But if I take it from quantity over quality, sorry, strike that, reverse it. If I take it as quality over quantity, even, you can't do much better. But however, that was just eked out by another, possibly a personal preference, but one I think is great all the same, and that is the Wonder Boy franchise / Monster World franchise, because they're kind of the same thing. I have the first game, but I spent 20 minutes digging it out and I couldn't find it. So we'll start off with number 2, Wonder Boy and Monster Land. Now, again, like Streets of Rage, somewhat of a dormant franchise. Quite a few games released in a kind of a bundle in, you know, 6 years or 7 years or so, and then kind of faded away. You still see it today through re-releases and you know, kind of ports to download platforms and whatnot, but that's about it. But every game, Wonder Boy, that's the second one, Wonder Boy 3, and every game is absolutely a stone cold classic. Wonder Boy 3? Didn't you already say 3? We'll get to that another day. Monster Lair, Wonder Boy and Monster World. You know, what was the other one? There's Monster World 4, that was only released in Japan, and then of course there's Wonder Boy, arcade classic and great game at home as well, particularly on the Master System. A lot of people, I suppose, would see the Wonder Boy games as being kind of a Master System franchise, and I can understand. You had Wonder Boy, Monster Land, Wonder Boy 3, and even, although this is the Mega Drive version, Monster World was ported over to the Master System as well. And the quality throughout is superb. It just, compared to other Master System franchises and series, to me at least, it has the most consistent level of quality. You look at, say, Sonic starts off very strong and dips away near the end. Alex Kidd, up and down depending on the game, but Wonder Boy, pretty much everyone's a winner. I don't know where that came out. So yeah, this franchise I think is also underappreciated and easy to kind of miss, easy to kind of fly under the radar of so many, which is partly why I wanted to give it my number 3 shot. Now, I mentioned that Monster World 4, because it doesn't star Wonder Boy, is or never got released in the West, never got an English translation. There is actually a homebrew kind of translation, a fan translation, but from what I've heard, the fourth game is going to get a Western release, fully translated, as part of a double pack with the arcade version of Monsterland on a PSN, XBLA and WiiWare this year, which perhaps there's life in the old dog yet, you never know, if they're going to the effort to translate it. I've seen some screenshots and it actually look like they're doing a good job, so fingers crossed. I'll definitely want to buy that one, that's for damn sure, and I recommend you do too. So, that was kind of my left field pick. Maybe some people would have, seen it coming from me, but for it's not one of the bigger franchises. Now let's get back onto the bigger franchises. It's me, Mario! Hey, aren't you evil? Oh. So, it is the main man himself. 25 years, actually a bit more now, of hits after hit after hit after hit. After hit after hit after hit. This guy's been in more games than any other game character, sold more games than anyone else. There's the main series, which is, pretty much the perfect example of consistency and great, execution with new concepts and new twists. Evolves through time. You step from 2D to 3D, like so many other characters fail to do. But then you have the spin-offs that are also of great quality. Mario Kart, some of the Mario Sports games, and even Smash Bros. I suppose you could tie in things like that. What else is there to say about Mario? Really, the fact that 25 years later they're still selling sets like this. They could get away with basically just popping the SNES All-Stars cartridge on a disc and going, our job is done. He must have been in some pretty damn good games for that. So yeah, he might be a little evil, but we gotta put up with him. And why not? When he's in games this good, we can let a little evil in. So it's a him, Mario's number 2. Now, time to get on to the big one, to the number 1. And of course, it could only be The Legend of Zelda. Now, just like Wonder Boy and just like Mario, in my opinion, Zelda is another example of consistency throughout the time. Again, 25 years last year. And yet, while they haven't had as many titles, it haven't sold as many games as Mario, it's definitely, hit after hit. Very, very high quality games. My personal favourites, the N64 pair probably, followed by Link to the Past, very, very closely behind. Who knows, the latest one, when I say actually they're all good, I don't know because I haven't actually played this yet. Still in its box. I did an unboxing, but that's about it. So when I get the time, I do want to give this a good try out, but I want to savor the experience. The games deserve that because they're so good. It's like, it's not what the game can do for you, it's what you can do for the game. What can I do for you? You can give me the appropriate time. Don't rush. Okay, Zelda, Link. How could I make that mistake? But anyway, yeah. What else is there to say about Zelda? I know it's topped at least one other person's list, and for good reason. You just cannot go wrong outside of the CDI games. Even the one Zelda game I didn't particularly like, which was Spirit Tracks, I could see how it would be considered a good game, how there was good thought throughout it. It was actually kind of a few bits of the controls that just turned me off, and I wasn't that gone on the train. But let's not dwell on the negative when the franchise as a whole is so strong. So, numero uno, golden for a good reason. And then, 25 years plus later and he's still making hits. But if I had to kind of give people something to take away from this video, it wouldn't be the obvious pairing. It would be, give old Wonder Boy a try on all the download services, and the games are bloody good. Even if you don't try any, if you're going to try one of them, Wonder Boy 3 is ported to TurboGrafx. That's a good version too. It's well worth it. Your money, well worth it. Hell, I think it's worth it buying a Master System just for that game. thanks as always to Ed for hosting the series. It's good to kind of have some community interaction and see what people think about different topics. And thanks to Drift Dwellers for a very interesting question. You should also go check out their channel. They do some pretty amazing pickups and whatnot. And recently they scored a bunch of Famicom games for like $1 each in a thrift store, because you get those deals everywhere. But anyway, as I'm rambling, time to end it. So thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.